Hey guys, welcome to Riders Meeting for the final round of the Outdoor Series. I'm your host, Brent Bowser. We're here today with Jeff Beaver, who was at Ironman this weekend. What's going on, Jeff? How are you?
Good, man. Just got in the door a couple hours ago and chilling.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a good race to be at. You were, I mean, a action-packed weekend. You had the whatever their final race was. That their final
Yeah,
race?
WMX, dude.
WMX final race, and then you also had the Moto Combine on Friday and press day. So it was a jam-packed Friday for you.
Is it the WMX the final race? I thought they were doing something in Vegas. I knew it was the
Maybe.
combine in Vegas, but I don't know shit. Who knows? But yeah, it was. The Friday was actually busier than a normal Saturday with press and the combine and WMX. It was busy. It was really nice weather on Friday. We're like, oh man, if tomorrow's like this, would be cool. Yesterday sucked. It just was
Was it
hot.
that hot? That
The
hot, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the humidity came back. It was just like everyone's like, "What the f, dude? Yesterday was nice, dude."
Yeah, yeah.
So probably was wondering my balls were pretty sticky. So
I know. I saw those comments on the YouTube, and they were worried there for a minute at the end of the last podcast that we weren't going to give an update on those. So good
yeah,
to
yeah,
know. Good
yeah.
to know you and the boys made it out alive, and I'm sure there was some
My
sweating
nuts
going.
are locally world famous to a couple people.
Hey, one thing about Ironman, they made some track changes this year, a lot different in the previous years. But man, that track and that facility, it just looks like an awesome place, and the track is top notch. And I think it's one of the best tracks on the circuit. Not sure if you talked to any of the guys and what they thought of it, but man, it was fun to watch, and it just looks like a cool track to ride and race.
Yeah, everybody loved it, dude. The new wood section in the back was pretty chill. It was actually like 20 degrees cooler under there it. I mean, it's you're in a forest, man. Everyone's waiting for Robin Hood to come rolling through and
Yeah, no kidding.
Cool John. But that was cool, man. Got some good footage back there. I've got a ton of stuff that I'm gonna edit out over the next couple of weeks just to kind of fill the void because we don't have any racing until SMX starts in Charlotte. But the vibes are high. Everybody's stoked. And but yeah, that track is a perfect place to cap it off, and it's huge, dude.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the fence with Chad Reed. We were just bullshitting, and he goes, "Dude, this place is freaking huge." I go, "Yeah, I know. You're kind of hanging out down here at the podium, bud. Go cruise around it all day, you know." And
Yeah, yeah.
it
You-
you got some miles in. We're everybody was putting in probably 8-10 miles a day, dude. I think Deegan's Filmer probably puts in about 25 miles a day. That kid, he works his ass off, but
yeah.
he's everywhere all the time. He's like a marathon runner. But yeah, that place is big. It's cool as shit there. The dirt, it really gets rough and nasty.
Yeah, it looked like it got pretty rough.
That section in the back is really kind of like all new and fresh, and it's like real mulchy. They brought a bunch of mulch in there, but it was moist. It was just good dirt. And then of course the faces of Godzilla and the
They're like
middle
concrete.
jump. Yeah, what the hell is the middle jump? What do they call that one? The big table in the middle.
They had some name. It was like the Monster Energy Leap or something this year, but I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the run ups to that got pretty damn dusty, but otherwise the track was pretty bitching, dude.
Yeah, it's a cool track, and it's always fun to watch. We've seen Deegan a couple years now in a row where he pulls out some crazy combos, and in the race he was doing that quad into that hole. I don't know if you saw it on TV or not, but he was the only one I seen doing that. Then we saw on press day he was doing that same jump he did last year that we talked about a little bit before we hit record. We think they took out the landing out of it a little bit to kind of.
Oh, no, they did.
Yeah.
He was doing it, so he did it. Juju
Juju
did it, and
Anstey.
Anstey did it. But Anstey and Juju hit it straight,
Yeah.
and Juju was probably a little cleaner than everybody, but he took kind of an odd line going in there because you come through that corner and that little roller
Hmm.
over. But I was down at the tunnel watching Deegan hit it, and every time he'd land, he'd look back, and I go, "Oh, dude, he's sizing that thing up for something good." So, being the Olympic sprinter that I am, I ran my fat ass with my equipment up that hill, and I just had my camera rolling, like hoping that I
Yeah.
catch it if I wasn't in position. And everybody else went off to the other side of the track, and me and Donovan, Hayden's filmer, were on the side where I got it, and that's where I got that clip coming over.
That was
And
sick. Yeah, that was
yeah,
nuts.
thanks to Davey, he kept rubbing this in yesterday. He dug that video. A lot of the guys at the track did, but he said he was sitting at dinner with Phil Nicoletti Friday night, and they were watching that video, and Phil was like, "Dude, don't make me do that jump on my last photo, Davey." And Davey,
No, yeah,
I'm
right.
like, "Oh man!" And then he tells me that freaking Hayden comes up, "Why'd you take my landing out?" And he showed him my video. I'm all, "Dude, bro,
Yeah,
you're gonna drive the bus over me, man."
yeah. Thanks for
And Hayden's gonna blame me for ruining his Saturday show session. I'm like, "Oh, great, wait, I could screw it up and not even mean to." So that's fitting. So thanks, Davey.
Yeah, no, that was cool. And like I said, he was doing that other jumping in that back section that was cool, and no one else was doing that. So yeah, overall, cool weekend. And yeah, man, I love this track. It's always fun to watch as long as it's not a mutter. So before we jump into the 450 class, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors: Rock and Turf, Max's Tires, Speed Strap, UR Water. Hope you had a lot of that out there this weekend. It was
I
nice
didn't
and
have no URL water. We had the cheap plastic bottles, which I was grateful for, but boy, I like some of that stuff.
it
If
was
you've never had it, that tastes so good out of those aluminum bottles.
It was probably Arrowhead, so you were loving it. And then Baja Designs, they're a big part of our dual sport bike builds. Yeah, Chase Sexton, he didn't need to do a whole lot this weekend to get that championship. He had a 28-point lead on Hunter Lawrence, and yeah, he goes 1-1. Pretty much stamped it. Solid ride. Chase is just on another level. AP gave him a run for his money. That second moto, even both motos, AP was there for a little bit. And yeah, Chase wraps up the outdoor title, his first 450 national motocross title. And yeah, man, he's been solid all summer, and he really put a stamp on that at the end and went 1-1. And there's no other way to do it. Get a bonus check and a championship check. That's always fun.
Yeah, Chase was just a bulldog, dude. He
Yeah.
wasn't going to be denied yesterday, and they had a great time yesterday. Afterwards, they freaking yeah. There's no concrete or asphalt in the paddock at Ironman. It's all gravel. So they brought out a two
Piece
by
of wood. I saw.
about a 2 foot long piece of wood, and they drilled Jade Dungy drilled a couple holes in it and staked it into the ground. And they're like, "Hey, just watch out for the stake." And I'm like, "Okay." And I got one of the toolboxes to my back, and if you look at our video, I mean, it was the toolbox and then me and the bike, and Chase was on there, and then AP grabs it and starts ripping it up. And I'm like, "Wait, they run mooses, dude." I said, "Dude, this is not going to be good." And I had Posty was down on the ground filming right next to me. I couldn't move from him, and the crowd, everybody just came around. I'm like, "Oh, this is just a shitty spot to be, dude. That tire's gonna go." And they kind of stopped for a second after I cut the video, and I Posty move, and I hopped out of that crowd, and I took off. And I went back to my car, and couple maybe half an hour later, I seen Moto Playground come walking by. He's dragging all his shit. And he was parked out in the North 40, and I go, "You want to ride?" And he goes, "Yeah." We're riding along, and like I blew my nose, and it was like black snot from all the smoke from the tire,
Okay.
from rubber on my nose. And he goes, "Dude, tell me about it." He goes, "That damn tire blew, and the moose hit me in the head." That's why I left, dude. So
Yeah.
be careful if you guys are around those dudes when they're doing that kind of crap, man. I mean, that's moving at some high velocities. So just
Yeah.
risk if you're in the paddock.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. You think about those; they got a moose in there, but I mean, they get it off that wood, and they got gravel. Something the engine lets go. Who knows? We saw Prado's bike on fire last year when he won the.
And
Uh,
it still ran.
yeah, I still. So and I never really understood the whole let's blow up the bike for a championship. But either way, uh, I don't have.
Apparently, you can't blow a KTM or a Yamaha up, So,
They tried, right?
and I don't think they blew up Jet's bike. I mean, that's just a testament to those 450s, but the
Yeah.
race bikes too, But it's cool to see. It's more. Everybody kind of like Dave kind of is always. I don't know why they're doing this. Kind of
Yeah.
scratches his head, and it's like, dude, they're blowing off steam.
Yes.
Think of the
I mean,
pressure cooker those dudes are under for
yeah.
what 2 round or 29 rounds now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's.
they're just blowing off steam. They're screwing off. They're being
Yep.
boys.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yeah, and that's what I expected from Chase. So he wraps up the title in that first moto, and I thought that second moto, you talk about like all the stress and the relief of everything. He wins that title. I didn't know what he was going to do that second moto, but yeah, he still went out there and got that win. I was hoping that maybe he was going to take it easy and AP could have got himself a moto win, and he was trying.
Yeah,
But
but that
man,
would have been chicken shit for AP if Chase just laid up because at the end of the day, Aaron probably would have been like, dude, that sucked. You know, you didn't
yeah,
battle
for
me,
sure.
you
Yeah,
know, but it
yeah,
was fun to see him get in there and go, hold my,
yeah.
literally hold my
Hold
beer.
my beer. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, that was cool, and also solid for AP. He goes 2-2 on the day. He's been solid the last 6-7 rounds. He's been good all summer, but I'm happy for AP. I think the best part of the weekend, and you could tell he was feeling it on the podium. You mentioned how hot it was. He even said on the interview, he's like, "Man, I'm feeling it." But then afterwards, he gets down from the podium, he goes over to the fans, and he shotguns a beer. I'm like, dude, that's the people's champ right there.
dude, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the MX and Nations with AP, go on Whiskey Throttle's Instagram. We kind of put a cool little clip up after press, but dude, I've noticed after races, dude, that guy does not leave anything on the table.
No,
He's like,
he's smoked. Yeah,
yeah, he looks like he's about to keel over, and I'm sure he had a few beers in him already. But
yeah,
when you're that spent and you have a beer or two, that one eye was going this way and one eye was
yeah.
going that way. He was looking at three different things at once, you know. But good for him. But
Yeah,
I really hope that he gets the nod for MX and Nations. Nothing
agreed.
against Eli, and if Eli goes, great,
Yeah,
it's solid. But he wants it, and I think he's earned it. You know,
on
and
it. Yeah.
if you look at it, to me, the MX and Nations, Jet can cancel out Chase, and Chase can cancel out Jet.
Yep. Yep.
And if
AP cancels out Hunter. You know.
yeah, yeah, they can beat each other any given
Hmm.
day. Some may argue Jet would probably be more inclined to beat uh, Chase. Well, that was before Jet hurt himself and been off a full lot of time, and
Yeah.
Chase found his confidence and got his bike right. I think those guys are going to be solid as hell,
Yep.
and he's going to have something for Jet.
Hmm.
The real kicker, I think, for MX and Nations, if we send Hunter and Jet, AP and Chase over, is the
Yeah.
250 guy.
Hmm.
Who's Australian's 250 guy? That's Webster, right?
Yeah.
He just won a title, I do believe. He's been racing 450, so he's got to drop down to the 250.
Yep.
If we can get Hayden Deegan to go,
Yeah.
it's pretty badass. But then the rumors are that they don't want to send Hayden if Tomac doesn't go. So does the politics come in? I haven't got any data to support that that's true or not. Those are just rumors running around the pits. I'm just kind of repeating what I heard. But if you think about it, it makes sense. If you're Star
Spending the
Yamaha,
money and the whole
yeah,
thing.
you want to send Eli and Hayden over there to campaign and then another 450 guy. And if you're KTM wants to send their two best guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's just kind of,
Yeah.
it's not anything shitty or nothing like that. It's just that's if I own the team, yeah, I'd want both my guys to go. I don't want Hayden to go with two KTM guys. I want two star guys to go. Maybe
Yeah.
also
I know.
I'll have all three star guys go. I'll send Cooper,
I know.
Mac, and Justin.
Webb. Oh yeah, Cooper. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I would send Cooper before I sent Webb.
Yeah.
Just especially with that injury, but. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I did talk to some of the powers that be, and it looks like the announcement's going to be made around Charlotte.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So I know everybody's been asking that. It's not 100% set in stone, but I asked one of the very high ups there and said, "Man, around Charlotte is when the announcement will come."
Yeah, and I saw your press day video with AP, and I also listened to an interview with Eli, and Eli's like, "Hey, man, I'll go if I'm chosen, but also AP's been riding really good this summer, and he pretty much said he deserves it if he gets chosen." So, and I will say, I think this might be the best Aaron Plessinger I've seen, especially on a KTM since he got off a 250. He had those tough years at Yamaha, but man, he was solid this summer, and he's been a podium guy the last pretty much all summer, right? And
He's
so
been healthy.
yeah, and honestly, like his speed, yeah, he didn't, Chase is on a little next level than him, but again, Tomac came back this weekend, got on the podium, and I know he's been off for a while, but still, I feel like Aaron just looks really good out there, and I feel like it's his opportunity because he's been there and he's put in the effort. Tomac's a bad dude. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel like at this point that Aaron has deserved the opportunity to go. So we'll see. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. But yeah, I think it's cool. It would be cool to see AP. And I saw that you said, "Were you gonna dye your hair?" And he's like, "I don't know, might fall out." So
Yeah, he said if he pulls his cowboy hat and say, "Yeah, this hair, it's all gonna fall out." And I said, "Let's just cowboy hat another one. When we want to see, baby." So
yeah.
yeah, well, that's the 450s. Good season for everybody.
Yep. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Tomac. He goes 4-3 for third in his second race back. He's been off the bike and out of racing for a while. And man, what an improvement over Bud's Creek. There was a little moments in there I thought, oh, it's going to get a little spicy up front. And then I think he just lost the toe a little bit and probably some fatigue from not racing in a while. So
It's hotter than shit too.
yeah, exactly. So overall, I mean, it's still, he gets on the podium, second race back. I don't think he can ask for more. So that was cool. And overall, like I said, just watching the race and the track and those guys and
All right, let's hit 250s up.
250s, Tom Vialle goes 1-4 for first and first overall of the season. And yeah, I mean, again, Deegan had a bad first moto, gets that second moto win. But yeah, Tom Vialle, first overall win of the summer. Yeah, I'm sure he's disappointed. He finally gets an overall, but long time coming. But that was a good ride from Tom. Second moto was kind of up and down, but yeah, he did enough to get the overall.
Yeah, I've been I talked to Tom's mechanic quite a bit, joke around with him. And I say, "Hey dude, you need to piss him off tomorrow." And he kind of laughed. I go, "Seriously, did you listen to him press at Bud's Creek? Go piss him off." I don't know if he did or not, but it was just funny because he came
Yeah,
out, he got the overall, and I seen him afterwards. I see first thing I said to him, "See, I told you, just piss his ass off every round, dude. It'll be
yeah,
good."
yeah.
And honestly, there may be a little truth to that, dude. He was pissed off in the thing, and maybe that's one of those things that Tom Vialle needs is, you know,
Like a motivation right before it starts or
go
something.
flirt with his old lady in front of him right before the moto or something, piss him off like, "Oh, I'm gonna whoop your ass when I get off this bike," and he's just gonna get that moto done so he can come back and find you. Do what you got to do, piss him
Yeah,
off.
yep.
But there was definitely a fire in his belly. It was cool to see. And Chance Hymas was badass.
Yeah, Hymas was solid. Again, that first moto, Vial got away and it was kind of like so, but that second moto between Vial, Hymas, Deegan, dude, that was a chaotic 4 or 5 laps. I don't know what you saw when you're there, but on TV it was insane. It was a
Ship
good
on my viewfinder.
what's that?
And see you ship on my viewfinder in short sections of track all the way around. I stop and ask fans on the fence line, who's in first? Because I'm wearing earbuds because it's so freaking loud out on that track right
Yeah,
now.
true.
I have a headache, so I
Yeah.
can't hear Mikey Wayne's talking on the PA
Mike.
or
Mhm.
megawatt. I can't hear either of them, so I just stop and ask fan who's in the
Oh
lead.
my god.
You can kind of tell who's in there, but after like first and second come through third,
Yeah.
or if you just kind of lose track. That's just the way it is with filming, and I
Hmm.
signed up for it, and I'm gonna go watch the races when we get done.
Dude,
You know,
you'll be excited. That second moto was a dogfight there for the first half of the
I mean, I
race.
saw little glimpses of it. I knew they were they were on each other like a fat kid on a cupcake.
Dude, yeah, it was solid. And Tom said on the podium that he got tired that second moto. I think the heat. Also, they were at the last round, so he wasn't feeling the greatest. But yeah, he gets the overall. And like you said, Hymas did really good, 6-2 for second. What about RJ? 4-3 for third in his second race back after he's been off for a long time. Like
Yeah,
solid.
dude, I did not expect that. I'm like,
Me neither.
I saw Amos walk under the little tents behind the podium, and I go,
Like, why are you here?
I knew RJ was kind of up there.
Yeah,
I go, he made the overall, and they go, yeah. And I go, holy shit.
dude.
But like, I was talking to Nate afterwards, and I was talking to Amos. He goes, dude, that guy, when there's blood in the water, he'll just go for it.
Yep.
RJ Hampshire is one of the gnarliest motocross riders out there. A lot of people don't understand that. That guy will just ride through pain, and he's like they said, he sees red, dude. RJ is an animal.
What's crazy to me is
Just don't ask him to throw out a first pitch. He puts a little too much pepper on it. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I did.
He said first pitch is back for motocross racers about 25 years, maybe back to the women's league. I don't know. That's pretty bad. But RJ, if you're watching this, which I doubt he's going to waste his time, that sucked.
Yeah. But yeah, again, never question his speed or his willpower, but
Oh, his
fitness.
willpower is amazing.
Yeah, and he came from the back both motos, and like again, with being off the bike for so long, the fitness that he has, and he's going against these guys been racing all summer. It was impressive. So yeah, solid ride for RJ Hampshire, third overall, second race back. It's gonna be fun to watch him in the SMX playoff rounds and see what he does against these kids. So and then Hayden Deegan, first moto was rough. He had a couple tip
Tipped over a
overs,
couple of them, right?
yeah, twice, and he got 11th. And then
Up above on the U-turn in Godzilla was one of them. Was there? None of them were big get-offs, though, were they?
no, the first one was the first lap. They didn't show the second one, but they said another tip over. So he ended up 11th. And then, yeah, he just goes out second moto, and you'll see when you watch it back is good battle. And then once he gets out front, he finally gets by all those guys. And then, yeah, he just gets a 4 or 5 second lead and just stabilizes there and, yeah, brings it home. So, yeah, congrats to Hayden. He gets
Hey,
fourth
and for all
overall.
the people who hate Hayden, and say he's just a douchebag, blah blah blah. Go on, Whiskey Throttle. I'd put up a clip of him coming underneath the tents after the
Mhm.
second
I saw
250
that. Yeah.
moto,
Mhm.
and Tom comes over to give him, and he's fist bumping. I'm like, dude, that was rad. Blah blah blah. You guys got to understand, there's a little bit of showmanship in there when they're
Yeah,
shit and
exactly.
stirring
Yeah.
the pot, and it's a game. But at the end of the day, dude, they respect each other. They're
Yeah.
not out there weeding each other. Sometimes they may get a little butthurt and
Hmm.
pissy, and I think that's been taken care of. But for the most part, dude, I think a lot of it's showmanship, and it was cool to see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie between the two. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that one's set sail.
Yeah.
But just I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the drama of it, and it's like, hey, man, it's just a couple kids out racing dirt
Yeah.
bikes. Get hot,
You got to
but
realize these kids are,
tomorrow.
yeah, you got to realize these kids are teenagers. Think about the things you did when you're 18, 19 years old,
I can't
especially.
talk about the things I did when I was 18 or 19 years old. In fact, the statute of limitations isn't up on a few of those things.
I mean, you think about it, right? You come off a moto, you win, or you're in the top 3 of a professional motocross race. You're 18 years old, right? You're going to respect your competitors, but also you're going to say what you need to say, and
Your
it's on.
testosterone's at
Yeah, dude.
3,000.
It's yeah, we can't even buy that anymore, So yeah, congrats to those guys. It was an awesome race to watch. Second moto between all 3 of those guys, and bummer for Levi Kitchen. I don't know if you heard any updates, but I saw second moto. He wins first moto, or he gets second first moto. Then yeah, he crashes and looks like he hurt his leg. He didn't finish, so I'm not sure if you heard anything on Levi. Hopefully he's good for the SMX playoffs. We have a week off, so hopefully it isn't anything too crazy for
No,
him.
I didn't see anything over there, and uh, I went over during the second 450 moto because I was just over it, dude. I've been out in the sun for too long, dude. I'm like, yeah, cool. Everybody else can get them shots. Right on, man. Have fun. But Mitch seemed fine. Nobody was all stressed out or nothing like that. So
Yeah,
I'm I'm sure he's all right. Probably just why
just
go
sweet.
back out and aggravate it when you got
Yeah,
us starting in 2 weeks. It's just okay. That's we're done with outdoors later.
yeah. I just want to give a shout out. I mean, last round 250 class. Ryder D Francisco goes 7.5 for seventh, and I don't know if again when you watch it back to that second moto, you'll see when they all bunch up together up front. You have Hymus, Vialle, and Deegan, and then you just see Ryder D in the back. He's 2, maybe 3
I
seconds back.
did notice him up front.
Yeah, he was ripping, dude.
I've got some clips that I'm gonna put up a little rider D cut. I was like, hey, shit, he's right up here in the front. I will notice when a guy is usually not up front.
Yeah, up that far anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool to see him at the last round, kind of
yeah,
getting some. So, it'll be an interesting year next year. So,
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see. We'll see how what improvements make, but with it
yeah.
going house, things may be a little different.
Yeah, we'll see it. He got kind of the short end of that stick. He goes 7.5 for seventh, which that's not that the math doesn't really add up to that. But yeah, solid ride from Ryder D. That was the furthest up front and the longest I've seen him up front in a moto. I mean, there was like 8 minutes left and he was 4 seconds off the lead. So solid ride from Ryder D. Ken Roxon, 250 class debut. He was up front both motos for a little bit, and then I just think he just
So anyway, what else can we talk about? Okay, I'll quit being a hater, but yeah, I mean he came off the couch and he ripped, and he went after a couple of those top dogs that passed him on that Suzuki. If anything, I think the cool thing about it, I thought it was rad for Bar X and Jamie.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see a RMZ 250. Like
Yeah,
he's
Twisted Development. That guy is one of the most awesome people and great motor builder. And the guys at Barrick Suzuki and Myron and
mm-hmm.
those dudes are pretty rad. So I will say that was cool. I wish they wouldn't have put a jackass on it. They should have put somebody cool on there, but whatever. Anyway, yeah.
The bike, that Suzuki, I think, is still one of the best looking bikes in the pits. I know it has a Kickstarter. I know it might not have been updated in 6 years, whatever it may be, but that thing looked good. And I mean, he had some solid results on it for all things considered of a bike that is definitely not on par with some of the others out
Well,
there.
I rode over to from Denver to Indy with Max Miller and his lady, and we were shooting the shit. And he goes, "Dude, that Bar X 250 is good."
That's
He goes,
cool. Yeah.
He's all, when I came back in, they gave me a stock 250 and went to the turn track, and I was like, "Oh God!" And and then the race bike was like, "Oh wow!" And
He got on that stock bike. It was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it.
yeah, I mean, it just wasn't super fast, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Compared to maybe like a
Yamaha or something.
Yamaha or something,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
he said the race bikes are so good,
Yeah.
and Suzuki's always going to turn good, handle good.
Yep.
And
I mean,
at the end of the day, it was a cool story, but yeah, that guy can piss off.
last guy I want to say, last guy I want to mention, Drew Adams.
Hold on. My guy, before we cut this off, how about Jordan Smith in
Dude,
that moto?
Jordan Smith, second in that first moto. That was the highlight of his outdoors. We know he has the speed. He's a little inconsistent at times, but yeah, solid ride from Jordan.
I'm really interested to see how he does with when he gets over to Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just a fresh start, but God, the guy's just such a nice guy, and he hauls ass when he's on. That dude's dirty fast. So
yeah.
He did a real good job of kind of resurrecting his career, even though he was hurt half of his tenure at Star. He really showed this season that he's forced to be reckoned with, and you can't count him out. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, and typically I would say he's a better supercross rider, but yeah, I mean, he's been inconsistent in the outdoors, but he's always had one good moto. Like he's been in the top 8 a lot of times, but then he's had a bad second moto. But yeah, Jordan's fast, and he's always
being on the farm down in Florida with all those boys has had to have helped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they're going to be Triumph's facilities down there in Georgia, so he's still going to have the weather. I think they probably still live in the same town.
Yeah, it's pretty close, I would think. Yeah,
they're not very far away, but the caliber of people he's been riding with, dude, it's kind of showing.
It's gnarly. Yeah, he's solid, and we'll see what he does on Triumph next year. And again, he's been a threat in Supercross for a while, so we'll see what he does, and hopefully, Triumph has had a solid first year. They've had some bike issues like you can expect from any first-year team, but overall, between Jalik's had a solid summer. Joey's had a little bit of a rough go, but again, he's shown speed at times in qualifying and some motos. So again, I think Triumph is a good spot for him, and again, for a first-year bike, it's been pretty solid. So I just want to mention Drew Adams, the rookie, made his debut. He was in first in qualifying for a bit, got shuffled back. The
first 3 sessions, he was fastest, and then Hayden came out, and then I think Vialle got him, but he knew he was going to be faster with the fresh
practice,
practice, but it was still pretty impressive that it held up as long as it did.
Yeah, so he goes 15-11. He was up front that first moto for a while. I don't know if just he's not used to the pace and intensity.
He had a crash.
Oh, okay, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
So he had a crash. Something minor, but yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure you wanted more. 15-11 for 12th. He's got the speed. He's 16 years old. I just think we're going to see a lot of Drew Adams in the future. So it'll be fun to watch, and the kid's young. So expect a lot of speed and maybe some crashes, but he'll probably figure it out eventually.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the 250 class. That's 450 class from Ironman. Anything else that stood out to you from Ironman?
No, it was just cool. I got to meet Kevin Windham. I'd never met Kevin, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Handlebar mustache is pretty epic. You know, Reedy was there, so anytime we get to see Reed, that's cool. You know,
Yeah.
spent some time with him in England and with Fro and Ping, so it's kind of cool when you see him. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" You know, like one of the guys are like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Reed is so mellow and happy now. In fact, one little fun little soundbite. We were watching the combine, and one of his kids was coming by after he came around the start straight, and during the pro day they kind of broke that into 2 lanes where it kind of zigzag
Oh,
around
yeah.
where it comes over the tunnel.
Yeah.
He goes, "Damn it, man, this track is rough." And I go, "Don't act like you don't freaking miss it for 1 minute." And
Yeah.
he goes, "I do so bad." You know, something he misses it so bad.
Yeah.
If he could rewind his body 20 years, he'd be right back
Oh,
up there crushing it with those kids, dude.
yeah.
That is one guy that he's pissed off that
His body doesn't hold up.
that his just age caught up to him. Yeah, that's what I like about the dude is if he could still physically be at the top, he would be out there every weekend grinding, dude. And that dude's a savage, and he's funnier than shit. So
Yeah, and you think about how long he was in the game. You know, Stewart Carmichael retired, and he stayed around for a long time.
oh,
And
2020.
I think 2020, yeah.
Yeah, 2020.
He got his last podium on that factory Yamaha when he was on it. But yeah, like you said, if Reedy could have a new body, you know, at his age, then he'd be out there still. So
Yeah, give it 10 years, they'll probably have that.
he'll just replace his head with the body and go back
Coming in
out.
at 53 years old, new Chad Reed.
No, yeah. So solid weekend. Looking forward to the SMX. We're gonna have Ping and I think Reed are gonna have a pre-race show for the SMX.
Yeah, Ping's coming back to do the SMX pre-race. I know Reedy's going to be down for one of them, but you guys won't have to suffer through these two idiots blabbering along anymore until maybe next summer. Or we'll pop in every once in a while, so you haven't seen the last of us. But thanks for sitting there and listening to our bullshit and sharing your concerns about my ball sack.
Yeah. And enough said. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So until the preview races for SMX, I'm your host, Brent Bowser. Jeff Beaver, we're signing off. See you guys.
If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, comment what you thought, and share it with your friends.